Zelete, thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you. Chad has officially joined AES. The global legal order just suffered another massive fracture. And this time, the blow comes directly from Chad. Chad has officially noticed United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres that it is pulling out of the Rome Statute, formally ending its association with the International Criminal Court. This isn't just a routine diplomatic withdrawal. It is a calculated, deeply political rejection of an institution that African leaders have long accused of being selective. Official statements from Chadian government spokesman Gassim Sherif did not pull any punches. The administration explicitly called out the ICC's 24-year record as limited, inconsistent, and uneven, pointing directly to an undeniable structural bias. Look at the math that Chad is calling out. Out of 30 formal court investigations launched since 2002, 9 have targeted African states. Out of individuals currently held in custody in The Hague, 6 are African. For Chad, the line has been crossed from global justice to geopolitical targeting. Chad is framing this exit as a necessary act of national sovereignty and a stand against what it openly calls modern legal domination. What makes Chad's exit critical is the wider regional momentum. Chad is not acting in a vacuum. This move aligns directly with recent exit procedures initiated by Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, signals of a massive shift across the Sahel and West Africa away from Western-dominated international legal frameworks. Coupled with Venezuela, parallel pushed the United States own aggression campaign against the court jurisdiction, the ICC is facing an unprecedented existential crisis of legitimacy. Under Article 127 of the Rome Statute, the clock is now officially ticking. Chad's withdrawal takes full legal effect exactly 1 year from the receipt of the UN notification. But politically, the statement has already been made. The era of uncontested judicial reach from The Hague across the African continent is rapidly coming to an end. African leaders are rising up and fighting for total liberation. And we are seeing that ever since Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso decided to pull out, Niger initiated it, and a lot of nations are joining, because looking at the things that they are all saying, this organization called ICC has always targeted African leaders.
CPI, guys, is clearly becoming an empty shell. And this time it's not me who say it, because even Chad understood that it was necessary to its withdrawal. The status of Europe. So yes, I think we understand. Everyone understood that the status of Rome, the ICC, was created to repress and control the countries of the global south, mainly African countries, because I don't count the number of presidents, Africans who have already been tried through the ICC. While the real people that violate international law, and well, for years, for decades, they are the presidents of Western countries. Well, these are the powers. Western, but we never ask for them. To be accountable means only one thing, that means it was created for you, African Negroes. To dominate you, to control you, is one tool of Western domination. And this is the reason why several African countries, including the countries of the Alliance of the Heads of Heaven, have already announced their withdrawal from the ICC. And I hope that the other African countries will follow. Bravo, Chad, that he understood too. I think Venezuela has understood it, so it's one tool to continue to dominate the countries of the global south. So here's what it is. Tell me what you think of the ICC, the criminal court, to the status of Rome, if you want to, and we will continue to pass our route.
Just on this note of Africa and the court, is it true that US Senator Lindsey Graham said to you on a conference call on May the 1st, 2024, quote, "This court, the ICC, is for Africans"?
Yeah, in fact, he went further. He said this court is for Africa and thugs like Putin. It is not for democracies like Israel and the United States of America.
What did you say?
I listened to what he and some other distinguished members of the United States Senate had to say, and we were guided by the law in terms of what we had to do, because all of that came in terms of the context of him hearing that we may be imminently applying for warrants.
The ICC also received a lot of attention back in 2023 when it issued arrest warrants for Russian President Vladimir Putin and his Children's Rights Commissioner for the war crimes of unlawful deportation and transfer of Ukrainian children.
That a man was saying that this organization, according to him, there are some big men who said that this organization was created specifically for Africans and thugs like Putin. These were the words of the man. So at the end of the day, like the math that they brought out of 9, 6 are Africans. So with all these things, African leaders are rising to say enough is enough. We can't continue to belong to an organization that is only targeting us. If this organization is there to make sure that people are brought to book internationally, why is it that the math is only the African? Is it that it's only the Africans that are committing or doing the things that are not good? We need to come together. Like one time, Dr. Arikana was saying that these institutions that were created were never created to help the African. So we cannot continue to be in an institution that we think that Africans are not allowed to function properly. Chad is saying enough is enough. Because when they study the pattern of what is happening, when it comes to Africans, the institution is quick in acting. But when it comes to other people, you understand, the institution is not working. It was the same thing that Venezuela also cited. According to the acting president Del Cia, this institution is only going after the global south, leaving their own people. So for that matter, they are also moving out of this organization. So at the end of the day, if finally all Africans decide to move out of this organization, like the man said that it was created purposely because of Africans, how will this institution now work? Will we then see that the institution will be functionable, or it will finally collapse? Because looking at all the things that they are bringing out, it was the same things that our leaders in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso pointed out, that this organization is just a selective justice. So when they look at the institution called the ICC, they think that it is not a place for Africans. So they believe that as Africans, we should have something in our own jurisdiction that understands us, form our own laws, so that we will use these laws in Africa to always make sure that we put our leaders to do the right thing, rather than allowing ourselves to still be under the control and influence of our former colonizers. So these things, everybody is pointing out that this organization called the ICC isn't doing what it's supposed to do, because they all claim that it is selective justice. It goes after people who are not in their jurisdiction. So for that matter, it is better for them to move out of it, so that if this organization is meant for their own people, then let it run in their own jurisdiction. So everybody is becoming fed up. The world is changing. Like the world has even changed in a way that nobody expected, because of the way things are just happening. Like, who thought that an African nation can one day rise up and say, we are not going to be part of you? Those days, this wouldn't have happened, because we are made to believe that as Africans, we need them. We cannot survive without their institutions. But it's like this unipolar world has just come and changed everything. Everybody is saying that we cannot be on our own without needing anything. And looking at even the sanctions and other things that are placed on the leaders in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, nobody tells you that even without them, we cannot survive. We still can't survive, because when they even left, they told them 6 months. Now look at the number of years and look at the things that they are doing every blessed day. So Africans are waking up. We are asking for a unified force in Africa, whereby Africans can unite to develop their own institutions that will be working, not institutions that are still controlled. So if we are seeing that things are not done in our favor, why then can't we unite as a people to form our own institutions that will help the African move forward? The time has come for us to be on our own. And these are the things P.O. Lumumba Mamponga, Dr. Arekana, and the rest are calling for, that the time has come for the African to be on his or her feet. We don't have to sit down to be taking orders from other people anymore. So, what do you think? Is Africa finally rising up? Or are we going to see that we are pulling out only to come and then be fragmented again? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the notification and select all. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall. And united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world, in Africa and in Chad.